Welcome to the VSA Capital Corporate Finance video interview. I'm Andrew Racker, Head of Corporate Finance at VSA Capital. Today, I'm speaking with Syed Nazim, Chief Executive of Bion PLC. Nazim, welcome.
Thank you very much, Andrew. It's a pleasure to talk to you today, and I hope that this session will enlighten everyone about Bion and, of course, the business that we're operating in.
Well, Bion is one of Malaysia's most established environmental engineering and renewable energy companies. It floated on the AIM market in London about 4 years ago. Today, a share price of around 2.7p and a market cap of only 12 million. Nazim, tell us about your company's activities.
So Bion actually is a 40-year-old company. We started back in 1980 to focus on wastewater treatment projects. And we have done, I would say, close to about 140 over projects. And those projects are mainly focused on environmental engineering initiative. And in 2016, we have decided to change the course of the business. We believe that renewable and green energy is the future. And based on our expertise and experience in the market, biogas business is the business that we should look into. And due to our constant interaction, especially with palm oil business industry in Malaysia, we do believe that biogas sector is something that we're looking at. And of course, in 2016, the initial focus of Bion was to focus purely on biogas power plant initiative, where back when we did our listing exercise in 2016, we have secured roughly about 10 projects of biogas power plant together with feed-in tariff with our off-taker is TNB, which is the Malaysia power plant or power company. Then initially it started with about 2 projects which have been completed and another 2 which we are about to complete sometime end of this year. And of course, we have another 4 projects in the pipeline, focusing more on biogas power plant. But again, our initiative will not stop there. Our focus now is to actually look into environmental engineering on a more proactive measure. We are streamlining our business to focus not just on biogas. We are also looking into biomass and of course solar and other environmental engineering initiative that goes back to our core business, which is wastewater and of course waste treatment activities.
Right, so when the company floated on AIM, it was called Green and Smart. Earlier this year, it changed its name to Bion. Now, that's quite a change in emphasis. You put out your interims in October, which highlighted a lot of work had been done since you came on board in order to restructure the company, bring a new impetus to the company. Effectively, it was a bit of a turnaround. How do you see things now moving forward as Bion for the future?
So when we took over the company back in 2018, so Bion is really a company which our major shareholder is Serba Dynamic Holdings Berhad, a company listed here in Malaysia, which our market capitalization is roughly about $1.6 billion. The intention was to actually expand on our ESG initiative. And one of the business that we are looking at is, of course, renewable and green energy. Serba, through our capability, had done few water treatment projects and, of course, hydro project all over the world. And our intention is to use or capitalize on Bion or Green and Smart capability or listed company status in the UK, where we believe that technology component in Europe as well as in the UK is something that we should have followed through. And this is something that we like to do in the future. So from our perspective of the business, we do believe that right now, especially in this part of the world, South Asia, infrastructure is needed, and the business that we are looking at and the natural resources which is abundant in this part of the world will help us to turn around the company and to look into what we believe as the future of the business, as well as the future of what the world needed right now.
So let me just get this right, Nazim.
Yeah.
Serba Dynamic has become a significant shareholder in Bion. Serba is a huge energy services company listed on the Malaysian Stock Exchange. So am I right in thinking that Serba is giving you the support, the everything you need effectively to ensure that Bion can build on its past in order to move forward for the future?
Exactly. I think that is actually what's happening right now. I was a Serba CFO for the last 4 years. And somewhere in June this year, after we complete our first phase of transformation, I've stepped down from being a CFO of Serba and being appointed as an executive director in Serba Dynamic to focus more on the strategic initiative at Serba, as well to grow the renewable as well as green energy initiative as part of Serba global integrated engineering requirement. And so far, we have done few initiatives with Serba, looking into providing our consultative opinion with regard to some of the renewable energy perspective. Serba also have injected some funds or advances to assist us in promoting our businesses. At the same time, Serba have also actually put in their website as well as in their brochures and of course in their marketing plan to put Bion as part of their engineering, environmental engineering initiative in the future. So we do believe that Serba right now is actually helping Bion, not just on the financial perspective, but of course in terms of engineering capabilities, where Serba have been in the last 26 years. And of course, Serba being focusing on energy sector, we will believe that that will help part of our initiative moving forward in the environmental engineering perspective.
And Serba announced yesterday, I believe, fundraising of around $150 million. So this is a pretty mighty company with a lot of deep pockets capable of, I think, assisting you. So anybody watching this video or listening to the podcast, they may want to look at Serba Dynamic just to see what kind of support you as a company, Bion, have actually got. But tell me a little bit, Syed, how do you make money? How does Bion make money in your activities?
Okay, so if we were to look into the perspective, let's break down what is Bion doing. I think at first, we are an environmental engineering company. We do adopt certain level of Serba business model where we have our own asset to grow our sustainable income or cash flow stream. At the same time, we do have our EPCC, or what we say construction initiative, to, I would say, more into enlarging the capacity of our engineering segment. So right now, as at today, we have two main capability, which is one, our 4 biogas power plant that have about 21 years concession period with the power company here in Malaysia. Those long-term concession is fixed, and we also have put in more initiative to focus on owning our own other biogas power plant. So that is the first income stream that we have, constant generation of cash flow. The second business that we have is, of course, to focus on construction work that relates to biogas power plant or any bio power plant centric initiative, such as biogas, biomass. You can also look into biodiesel or biofuel. So those are the construction arm that we have to cater for any construction work. And of course, and thirdly, because of our experience in the industry, we also provide certain level of consultation work that generate certain level of, I would say, consultation fees or professional fees that we have. On top of that, we are also segmentalize our business to focus on not just Malaysia, but we also have our international business that we are also looking at. Right now, we do have one biogas power plant that we're constructing in Indonesia, which is about 5 megawatt, and we expect that the power plant to be completed sometime next year. So those power plant main income stream will come from the construction work, and subsequently we have this thing called we term it as asset ownership model, where we focus on putting in certain amount of equity to leverage on our positioning to be the main turnkey contractor, but at the same time generate a certain level of income stream coming from the dividend for the next 25 years of the concession period. So that is where our income stream comes about. But at the same time, we also not just focus on power plant, we also focus on bio initiative. For example, we're looking into biogas standalone projects. At the same time, biomass standalone project to generate pellets or briquettes as a source of feedstock for substituting coal-fired power plant. So those are the initiatives that we are looking at right now. And we do believe that by next year, we hope that COVID-19 will be over soon. And I believe that in the UK, that now the vaccine has been rolled out. So we can also look into the UK as well as other part of the Europe to actually look into our biogas component that we can actually provide in the UK. For example, we do have specialized treatment on leachate coming from domestic waste that can be converted to biogas power plant. And I think that is something that we can explore further, and we are quite open to see any initiative with regards to merger and acquisition in the future for us to tap into markets that we are not operating in yet.
Well, that sounds fantastic. I know our VSA Capital research analyst, Phil Smith, who actually produced research on you when you floated 4 years ago. He's very excited about the prospects of the business going forward. I think if there is anyone listening today, they can find out more on your website, www.bionplc.com, or speak to your VSA contact. Nazim, it's been really interesting to get an update. I can see there's so much potential for the future. Thanks very much for joining me today.
Thank you very much, Andrew. We hope that we can prove to the market that after a while, Bion will come back to the market stronger, and we hope that can will be the next force to the environmental engineering solution to the market.
Of that, I'm very confident. Thank you.
Thank you very much.